First of all, it's actually a pleasure working on his policy document and policy team with other distinguished Nigerians. One thing that you must give to Alhaji Atiku Abubakar is that he has been around for a long time. He has a lot of experience in administration, a lot of experience in business, a lot of experience in government. And therefore, whatever engagement you are having with him is based on practical experience. He's an intellectual. He knows it. He's done it. He can explain it. He can engage you from any angle you are coming from to say, no, this will work or this will not work. And he will tell you why it will work or why it will not work. So he is talking from a position of experience. So I am quite excited because we are dealing with somebody who is ready for governance. And I am also pleased that he does not play politics with governance. He is able to separate politics from governance. He understands the difference between politics and governance. Let me give you one policy area that has not been properly taken to the marketplace, as it were, and that is the issue of restructuring. Now, restructuring, from his own perspective, is not a cliche. You know, it's now fashionable for everybody to talk about restructuring. For him, it's not a cliche. It is something he believes in. It is something that he has spoken about. It is something that he has written about. He's written a book on restructuring. So you can't get more than that. Somebody who has actually given his thought to it, he's put it down on a paper and say, this is my understanding of restructuring. Let me tell you his understanding of restructuring. One is he will restructure the economy. I will come to that. Two, he will restructure the polity. I'll come to that. And he will restructure security. One of the greatest challenges that we have today, which has multiply effect on everything that we do, is security. Now, I listen to people say that when PDP government left office in 2015, that a number of local governments could not be were under the control of bandits in 2015. Today, bandits have taken over the whole country. You go to bed, everywhere you are, it doesn't matter which state you are, you have to make sure that your doors are well locked. You have IDPs all over the country now, which we didn't have during the time of PDP administration. But today, His Excellency understands that security is key to everything we are going to do should he have the opportunity to become the next president. One is policing. How do you deal with this endemic insecurity problem? Only a madman will be on one spot doing the same thing over and over and expect different result. We have tried everything we know about security, trying to manage the crisis that we have. Kidnapping, banditry, you name it, it is not working. And in most parts of the world, if not everywhere else that we know, security is decentralized. Now, the second area of restructuring that President Atiku will put in place, the issue of the restructuring of the economy. Currently, our economy is in total mess. Occasionally, you ask yourself, from policy standpoint, is it that we don't know the problem, or is it that we don't have the willpower to address the problem frontally? Now, let me tell you some of the challenges that we have on the economy. One is the issue of the size of government. The biggest employer, one of the biggest employers of labor today is government. to the extent that the bulk of our revenue goes into recurrent expenditure. So the implication of that is that after you take your revenue, you pay people's salary and pay for bills and other overhead services. You don't have a dime for capital expenditure. So what happens? You go to borrow. So the result is that you keep borrowing. As at last week, when the budget of 2023 was being analyzed, I'm told that by the time this administration of President Buhari leaves office, he's going to leave a debt burden of about 77 trillion to the incoming administration. Now, 77 trillion is not more. You have to have a plan to deal with that issue. The first thing that we need to look at is the size of government itself. Let me say, to the credit of PDP administration, in 2013, 2014, the then President Goodluck, again PDP government, set up the Orosanye Committee to look at the size of government and see how that can be done. And that led to what is now popularly known as the Orosanye Report. What the report says is that there are so many duplication of services. There are so many agencies of government that really shouldn't be there. That you can save half of our expenditure on recurrent just by looking at the size of government. The third component of the restructuring is the political restructuring. That is the one that people generally refer to as devolution of power. Now, this is a central piece of an Atiku restructuring agenda. It involves giving responsibility and commensurate resources to the states to take care of their affairs. It involves regions and states being responsible and accountable for their own destinies. It is unimaginable to have central government run hospitals in every state. It is unimaginable for federal government running secondary schools in states, even universities. You don't have the resources. Even if you have the resources, you don't have the means, the manpower to police the standard of delivery in those institutions that you are trying to run. It is crazy for government in Nigeria to attempt to fix roads in different communities. The worst part is that states are not allowed to work on roads, designated federal roads, unless they have approval or permission from federal government. Sometimes states say, damn the consequences, these roads concern our people. We run this state, we'll fix the roads. Sometimes they get a refund, sometimes they don't get a refund. But for the states, it is not issue of refund that counts. It is the issue of lives of their people because of very bad roads.
Thanks for checking out SYMFONI on YouTube. Please be sure to subscribe and like our videos for updates.